Hi there, it's Wanda from GNRB Farm Homestead. Today we're inside, it's a rainy day, and we are going to make some redbud jelly. Yesterday, while it was nice out, I decided it's the only good day we got out of the whole week to do anything. So yesterday I collected redbud from off our tree and collected some flowers. So last night I sat there and picked all the stems off. That took a while, but it's going to be well worth it. So I thought today, being it was going to rain outside, I'd like to try and make redbud jelly. So this is my first time making it, and I just want to go over some things that we're going to do prior to making it. So I'm going to use the little 4-ounce jelly jars. I think they're so cute. So I have some already, so I thought, well, these are so cute, we're just going to use those. Not sure how much this batch makes, but it's a 4 cup of flour, so it does take quite a bit of flowers. I'm sure you could cut it in half. But I got my pan to put my water from the redbuds. Let me just show you yesterday. This is the redbud. It's been setting since yesterday afternoon. Last night I put it in the fridge to set overnight, and now I'm going to strain this out. So while we get this strained, I need to cut up and do a lemon, so I can have freshly squeezed lemon. You can use lemon juice, but I choose to use a squeezed lemon. So while we do all of this and get this prepared, we're going to go ahead and put our jars. I got my canner, my hot bath canner, over here on the stove. I'm going to go ahead and put the jars and the lids in the pot and let them get sterilized while we do this other. So we're going to take and I had this boiling, and now it's on just hot water, and I got it on low, and we're going to take the lids and the rings, and we're just going to set them in this hot bath and let them just sit there. And I'm going to do all of them because like I said, I don't know how many I will actually need, but we have enough anyway. So they will sit in a hot bath while I do the rest. They'll just like simmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box over of all of our jars, and I'm going to put them in the cannery. I'm going to let them sit in there for 15-20 minutes while I do this. Get the prep work for the juice and the lemons cut up. Be right back. Okay, in the meantime, I need to cut up my lemon, but I'm going to strain this off first because I think this is going to take a little bit longer. So what I decided to do, I need this too. I need my dipper, and I'm just going to use this. How I decided to do this was I took my pan that I'm going to cook it in, cook it all in because it's going to foam up. I'm going to take my dish strainer, and then I'm going to take a fine mesh strainer, if you have one, and a little bit of cheesecloth. So what I thought I would do to save me a step is put my cheesecloth inside of my strainer and put the little strainer on top and then I will feed this through, and it's like going through 3 layers of straining all at one time. Let me slide this over just a bit. There you go. And then that way you don't have to worry about straining it again. So I'm hoping this will work out well. These are my new jars I just got the other day, so boy did they come in handy. Okay, so we're going to take our time, and we're just slowly, I'm slowly going to pour. Because you have stems off of those flowers, off the redbud, and you know, you could probably get that into your mix, and I just really don't want all that in my jelly. That way, take your spoon and spoon this out, because you'll want to press this so you can get all that juice. There we go. Get as much of it as you can. We also picked, or I did, you can set your jar over to the side. See, and then that worked out very well. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to pull it over there to you. See? And then it's all in there, and then it's straining through 3 layers. And because you don't want all those little stems in there. That way you could take your spoon and press to get the remaining infusion through. Because you want to get all that you can. We've never made this, like I said, it's our first time using our own redbuds off of our own tree, and it's great just having that. We usually, I mean, there's tons out there for the bees, because we do bees, and of course, and we don't want to take from them, so we always make sure that they have plenty, and we plant plenty for them through the whole season. So right now we just planted, yesterday we planted some things in the garden. We're starting. And I also planted some wildflower seeds over near our bee boxes. So our bees are very spoiled. They spoil us with the honey later, so the least we can do. Okay, I think that's pretty good, and I'm just going to leave this strained over top in case it still has some left. And then you can just take your cheesecloth and your strainer and set it in your sink. Now I need 4 cups of juice. So I need to make sure I have 4 cups. So let me make sure I have a 4-cup. Well, what I'm going to have to do is take this bowl, because my other 4-cup has it. This is a 4-cup. So I'm going to take this 4 cups of sugar, because I already measured that, out. Okay. No big deal. All right, because I wanted to show you how pretty this was, the solution. Hope you can see that. Okay. So now I'm going to take my juice, which I'll be pouring back in here. Actually, it's a little bit over, so I will have to, I'll get a cup. Or a glass. And pour the remainder. Because I only need I believe that's 4 cups. Ah, he was a little shy. There we go. That's 4 cups, and then I have the remainder. Okay. Which I will use for something. I'm not sure, but I'll find something to use it for. It's about a cup left, so. Okay, now we can pour our 4 cups of Redbud juice. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful color. Okay, we're going to take our juice, or tea, as they say. We're going to pour that in there. And then we will rinse this out because I need this for later. Okay. So now that we have our Redbud tea, we can now take our lemon. I got this lemon juicer, so I get to try out my new lemon juicer, squeezer, and need a knife. Cut that in half. I only need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Okay, so we're going to take our lemon. I hope I'm doing this right. Never did that before, so we'll find out. I'm thinking it goes the other way. Let's try that. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that is so cool. And then, of course, we could take the lemon, put it on top of the redbud flowers, which can go in the compost. Oh, I'm sure we got well more than enough. Nothing like fresh lemon to put no seed, just fresh lemon. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, now we have our fresh lemon juice, which we will need when we add that. You'll need a 1 box of pectin. I'm using the Sure Gel. It's 1.75 ounces. It calls for one whole package because this makes 4 cups of sugar. So you'll need a whole box of that. And 1 teaspoon of butter. That's optional. You don't have to, but it keeps it from foaming, they say. So, okay, while we're going to go ahead and transfer our pot to the stove. We're going to rearrange some things. Our jars should be just about ready to be coming out of the canner. They should be well sterilized. Let me show you. And then we'll be at this angle for a while. So we're going to switch this around just a few minutes, and then we'll be back over here at our workstation once I get the jars out on the you'll need a canner, a jar grabber to pick up the jars because they'll be very, very hot. And we'll need the whisk and the scissors to open up the Sure Gel, your dipper, your sugar, and now that we're done with that, we can put this over here. Move that. So we're just about ready. We'll have to let our jars dry just for a little bit, and then we can come back and finish our Redbud jelly recipe. And I just wanted to show you that, yeah, you probably see these 2 jars sitting here. We have some spring vinegar that I'm doing, and some lilac vinegar that I'm doing. But this one has pansies, violas, mint, and dandelions. And we're making some of that. Isn't that beautiful? That is my spring vinegar mix. And the lilac I just started. So we have to stir those every day, so they're on my counter so I don't forget. So, okay, we'll be back shortly as soon as I get these jars out of the canner. And we'll continue on making Redbud jelly. Okay, we have switched over to the stove area now that we've got our Redbud tea mixture on the stove. We're waiting for it to come to a rolling boil, which is any time, and then we'll be adding in our Sure Gel, which is our pectin. And then we'll be stirring that for a good, minute to get it all dissolved. And then we'll add in the sugar and the lemon juice and the little teaspoon of butter. But we need this to get to a boil. The Redbud tea, you want it to a nice boil so we can add the Sure Gel, the whole packet. Okay, we're at a rolling. I see it bubbling, so we're going to go ahead and add our Sure Gel. And you just want to stir. Till it's all well dissolved. Trying to knock that off my beater there. There we go. All right, and we got 1 minute. We need to stir it for 60 seconds. Let it boil. And then we want to get all that worked in. Don't want any clumps in your mix. Just you're going to constantly stir. For 1 minute as it's boiling. We're almost there, and then we're going to add the lemon juice and the butter and the sugar and bring it back up to a full boil. Okay, we'll slide that over just for a minute till I get the lemon juice. Okay, I'm going to put in my 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1, 2. I'm going to add in my sliver of butter. Get my spoon off. Now I'm going to slide my pan back over, and I'm going to slowly add in all my sugar. And let it come back up to a boil. Some people just dump it right in, but I'm going to do a little bit at a time. It's a lot of sugar. You want to make sure it gets well dissolved, so I think if you do it in spurts, give it a little bit, do a little more. That gives it time to come back up to a boil, because you want a hard boil. They say the butter helps it not foam as much, so you don't have to, I mean, it's not like it's going to hurt it, but they say it's just looks. Doesn't look too pretty, but I bet it tastes good. Okay, make sure I got all that out. Okay. We'll need that bowl again later. Now we're just going to leave this on here and keep stirring until we come to Try to knock that sugar off. There we go. Okay, now we're just going to wait till it comes to a full boil. A steady boil for a good 60 seconds additional. But it's got to be where it's a boiling, royal boil. So I'll turn that back up. So you're pretty much having to play with your thermostat on your knob there on your stove. Yesterday was a pretty afternoon. Before the storm got here, like I said, we collected. I went out and collected. I planted the garden, some gardening, and then I wanted to get the redbud flowers picked off my tree so I could do the jelly today. And then I also picked some dandelions. So you'll have to stick with me on the next video while we make dandelion jelly. So this ought to be real good. But I wanted to do the redbud first. It turned out, the color of the tea turned out beautiful. So I'm kind of anxious. I almost want to decided I didn't know if I wanted to put an orange in with my dandelion or just do a straight dandelion. I'm thinking about it. And I want to know, people that have made redbud jelly, did they add any other additives like redbud and maybe some other kind of fruit? Or did they add like redbud and honey? You know, so if you could leave me a comment, let me know what, or if any, other additives that you've added to your redbud jelly, or did you just make straight? Just nothing in it except the redbud. I'd like to know what some recipes were that would have some additional flavorings for it and how it changed the flavoring. So maybe you could help me out, give me some new ideas on the next batch. This is just straight redbud because I'd like to know the difference between that and another batch if I decide to do another batch. Okay, we're finally getting to that boil. Can you see that boil? Woo! Supposed to be to a boil that you can't knock down when you're stirring. It has to be, you know, steady boil for a minute. So I'm going to look at my clock here and thank goodness for the one on the stove. And then we'll, when it gets to that point, all right, I'm going to give it a minute from now. And then we'll take it off. Take it off the heat. Because there we go. Now we're at that steady boil. Let me see if I can show you. There we go. We're there. I get to a minute that I can shut the heat off. We're almost there. Okay. Let's set the camera back down. Okay, we're there. I'm gonna shut the stove off. And then we can remove the pot from the heat. Let it cool down now. Okay, so we are going to put this over here. Take it right off the heat. I just slid it off the burner. And now I'm going to go over here and prepare my jars. Let that cool down just a little. Okay. Okay, now it's time, now that we've let this cool off just a little bit. I did skim off some of the foam. It wasn't very much, just enough, a little bit, maybe a tablespoon of it that was on there, so that's not really too bad. You can eat it, but it's just not pretty in your jar. So, okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take our mix of our Redbud jelly, and now we're going to, now these are 4 ounces, so we are going to fill right to this bottom ledge right here, because we want to leave space for in the canning. Not sure how much we're going to get out of this, but we're going to find out. So let's start adding our So wow, that's like almost a scoopful. And that one's done. So that's like a ladleful. And what a beautiful color. And then we're going to take our seals. Oh, we got to wipe that off. We'll do 2 at a time. Put your lid on. Okay. Wipe that off. Put your seal on. I got some new seals coming that are like colored, so I can't wait. I wanted to make sure that they could seal. And then we're going to put these right here because I want to finish filling them, and then we'll put them all in there together when we do the jarring. Because in the hot bath they're going to go here in just a minute. We're going to put them in the hot bath for 10 minutes. Well, that's easy to remember. 1 ladle full, and does a 4-ounce jar. Alright, before we go to the next one, let's wipe these off. Wow, might have to do some more jars. Wipe all them off. Want to make sure they're nice and snug. Well, there's 6 so far. I only have 3 more to do, and I might need to get some more jars. So I might have to hot bath them. Not sure what it was going to make, so. It's a beautiful color jelly. It looks like I got probably about another 8-ounce jar left. So if I have an 8-ounce jar, I might just do that. And go ahead and put these in. Okay, let's wipe these off, and we'll get these in the canner, and I'll have to find a jar to put that last little bit in. I know I have one that I did in the dishwasher. I'm always washing jars, so we know it's at least good and sterile. Okay, we're going to get these in the cannery, and we'll come back when we get them in there and we get them processed. It's going to take about 10-15 minutes to do that, so we'll be back when we get those done. Okay, we got all of our jars, except for 3 that would not fit in the canner. I had to put them in a small saucepan. But we got a total of 15 4-ounce jars. That was a lot of jelly for Redbud, for 15 jars. So that batch of the 4-cup that we just did, now that I know, makes 15 4-ounce jars. So, or you can convert that in half to your 8-ounce jars if you decide to go bigger. So you can figure that out. But if you want the small jars to give as gifts and store some for yourself, it makes 15. And they were all popping, and it was awesome. So I'm going to bring this other container over because, they got about 5 more minutes, so can't bring it over yet. But I want to appreciate you today for watching me make my Redbud jelly. And we're going to give some to some family members and friends and see how they like it. And see if they can give me a honest review on how well it is. But it's a beautiful color. Gorgeous. So we appreciate you watching. Hope you'll give us a like and a thumbs up and share. And hey, please subscribe so others can learn how to make Redbud jelly and other things on our homestead. Well, God bless you, and we appreciate you watching. Have a beautiful day. Hey, stay healthy out there.